Hi Class 5, so today you are describing a setting for me, and I've set you the sort of warm-up task of planning this using the mind map method. So what I've got here is my version of a mind map. In the middle I've got my setting. I've done a little sketch because I've not been able to print the picture, but I've also got the picture on my computer in front of me as well, so I can keep looking at that. And then I've divided this up into the five senses. So we've got see, hear, feel, smell and taste. I've given myself more space for see and hear because these are the ones that are a little bit easier to do. You can get a lot more description there. You have to think a bit more carefully about taste and smell. But I've popped some ideas down there as well. Don't forget there's a few adjectives on the word map in your learning pack, but I want you to try and use as much of your own inspiration as you can here. And remember that we're trying to create quite an ominous, scary mood in our setting. So you're going to be thinking about words that will kind of enhance that, that will make your reader feel a bit anxious or a bit scared. So for taste, I've gone cold, stale air. Stale is when things, have gone bad. It's not going to be a very nice taste. Harsh and acidic. So all of these words I've chosen are quite negative words. They don't create this nice image of something delicious. They create this image in my head that actually the air is horrible, it's rancid, it's not nice experiencing that. I've done the same with smells. We've got rust and dust, kind of inspired by the old dirty buildings that you can see in the video that are sort of crumbling and abandoned. Damp, putrid air, so there's snow on the ground. I'm thinking about how that might make the air smell. Down with feeling, so I'm actually linking this to smell as well, so the cold burn your nostrils, that feeling when you breathe in cold air and it stings. So these are some of the ideas I've got already, and then I'm just going to model how I bullet point my ideas on the C section here. Once you've done this, it should only take about 5-10 minutes. This literally took a couple of minutes. Then you can turn these into sentences. I find it makes it much easier to do your description if you've already planned out the things you want to talk about. Takes a little bit off your mind. You can focus more on the structure. You can think about things like your commas. If you've got some great adjectives there, then you can start thinking about personification or metaphors if you haven't already planned for it. So I'm looking at my setting and I'm going to think about the backdrop and the trees, and I'm going to pop down. The background's quite thick, so we can have, in fact I'm actually going to use that word backdrop of dense, tangled, so rather than like thick forest, I've gone for dense and tangled, slightly more powerful adjectives there. So a dense, tangled forest. And what else have we got? It's black and white, so it's quite hard, but I'm going to think about the other things I've mentioned. Damp air and harsh, stale smells. And I'm going to think, I imagine that there'd be quite a bit of fog in a place like this, and I think that would add to that kind of spooky, menacing atmosphere that I'm trying to create. So how about fog lingered? And it's going to linger. Let's think about personification. What kind of ways does fog move, slowly drifts like clouds? We could compare that to dancing, maybe not dancing energetically because that's quite happy. Dancing ominously. Let's have that as another idea there. So this is about my fog, but I could change my mind and use it for something else that I can see. Dancing ominously. There's that, and then I'm just going to see if I can plan some personification here about my forest before I think about here. The backdrop. Sat. Let's use sat. That's something that we do. We sit. So it's sat. What's that? angrily is a bit wishy-washy. We need something a bit stronger than that, a bit more powerful. Let's go for menacingly. So it's sat menacingly. Backdrop of dense tangled forest sat menacingly. Falkling good, dancing honestly. Again, this is bullet points, doesn't need to be full sentences. And now I can move on to my here. I can do 2 or 3 there as well. And I have got the word map to refer back to if I get stuck. Okay, hopefully that helps. Once you've got this, you can then use it to start writing. Refer back to that example I gave you as well. Look at how the author describes the setting themselves and how it kind of jumps from what they can see to what they might be able to smell, feel, temperature, things like that. And I don't mind if you do it in the first person or the third person. It's entirely up to you, whatever feels right when you are writing today. Enjoy!